Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back. We finally have a new league in Path of Exile 1, and I'm like super excited to jump in. Before the league starts, I just wanted to make a video going over some of the third-party tools that I've used since I started playing back in Affliction to make things easier and learn the game. One thing I've learned since I started playing Path of Exile is that the community around this game is unbelievable, and they love making tools to make things easier for you in the game. There's definitely stuff in here that you're going to want to check out if you haven't already. To a lot of you more experienced players, a lot of this is going to look quite familiar, but if you're a new player, hopefully this can help you solve some problems or learn some things that make the game a lot easier for you. I did up a list of tools that I use and things that I find really helpful for the game. If there's something that you use and I don't mention it in this video, be sure to leave a comment down below and I'll check it out, and then other people can check it out too. So for my list that I compiled, a lot of these are things that are very known in the Path of Exile community, and some of them are very specific use cases. So I'll do my best to kind of give you examples on how I use them and how they help me in the game, and hopefully it can help you guys too. So we got Path of Building, AwakenedPoE Trade, Craft of Exile, FilterBlade, the Vorici Socket Calculator, Exile Leveling Guide, Sabre Crafting Bench, the Cluster Jewel Notable Calculator, PoENinja, PoEDB, PoELab, Wealthy Exile, PoEPlanner, PoERe, and PoE Trade Fuzzy Search Extension. So let's go through them. First up, we got one of the most important tools, if not the most important for Path of Exile, and that is Path of Building. This is going to be where you're going to be seeing other people's builds as well as guides people are going to be making in Path of Building. It is basically a third-party software that allows you to input the skill tree, all the skills, the items that you have, and configure it based on what you're doing in order to see what the output is of your build, defensively and offensively. If you're looking for an in-depth guide on how to use Path of Building, there's lots of videos, so give a quick search on YouTube, and I'm sure popular ones will come up. The two examples I want to show you on how to use this, maybe as a new player, are adding items to see how it changes your build. That's a big one. Another great tool built into Path of Building is the Timeless Jewel Calculator. So we're going to go through both of those. So if you want to get your character into Path of Building, they have an amazing import system. You can come in, import your character. I'm just going to import my private league character that I had going on here. So for the first example, I'm looking at items on trade, and I'm wondering, is this item going to make my build better or worse? So on trade, there's a button here on the side, copy item. You're simply going to copy the item that you're looking for, open back up Path of Building, and go to create custom. You can then control V, paste your item, and hit create, and it will create the item for you. You hit add to build, and then you can go down and it will be in the drop down menu for what you're looking for. You can see, okay, if I add this cam supremacy, oh, my damage is going down by a lot. Or if I add, this other sword, okay, my damage goes up. It's a great way to see exactly how something might affect your build. It's definitely saved me in the past thinking that, oh, wow, this weapon looks really good, when it actually wasn't a really big improvement on my build. So that's one. The second one is the Timeless Jewel Calculator. So Timeless Jewels can give great bonuses to all the notable skills that are within the range here. So as you can see on this one, I've got increased strength on this notable, increased strength on this one, increased armor on that one, increased max life, chance to deal double damage, and you take reduced damage from crit strike. So this is a pretty good jewel. But let's say you don't have a jewel and you're looking to find one. We know for MSAWs, we need a Lethal Pride. The Conqueror, you can just leave it empty. It doesn't matter. And then for jewel socket, make sure that you go through and you find the jewel socket that you're using. So we are using that jewel socket there. Make sure you click filter nodes. This will make it so it only looks for mods on notables that you actually have selected. And then you can search for nodes. This is going to be all the ones that are possible. For MSAWs, we want double damage. And we also want percent strength. So the third number is what you're going to change, which represents the amount of this mod that will be featured in the results that we're going to search for. So I wanted to show all the timeless jewels that are going to show at least one double damage and also have 2% increased strength. So once you have those in, you can hit search. Then you're going to click one, scroll down a little bit, hold shift, click another. As you can see, that's going to highlight a section here. Boom. Make sure you have the league selected that you're in. As you can see, the new leagues hasn't started yet, so it's not up. But when that happens, make sure you select your league. You will then hit copy trade URL. You can then come back to your thing, Control V, paste it. And it will show you all the timeless jewels that are an option that have those mods that you're looking for. So what I like to do is just double check the jewel. You can copy the item just like we did before. We'll cancel that. Go back over to items, create custom, import the jewel, add to build, and then we can come down here to the socket that it's in. We can see what this lethal pride does. So if we come back, okay, it's got stun duration, increased max life, chance to deal double damage. There's the one that we were looking for. Reduce damage from crits, max fortification, increased strength. Boom, there's one, and this should be, yes, an increased strength. So we've got a timeless jewel that's got the 2% increased strength that we needed and the 1 chance to deal double damage that we needed. And you could go ahead and buy that jewel. It's a great tool. It works for all the timeless jewels you could be looking for. So if you're following a guide or whatever, make sure you look in the guide, see what type of timeless jewel you need. And then this is a fantastic tool, makes searching the trade a lot easier to hopefully get yourself a timeless jewel for your build. Now, these are just some of the possibilities that you could do with Path of Building. It is a very in-depth program. So like I said before, if you're new to Path of Exile and you're not familiar with the program, lots of great guides out there that go in depth with exactly what everything does in POB. Okay, so next up we have AwakenedPoE Trade. This is an overlay program that has lots of cool tools in it, but the main reason for it is to be able to price check items while you're playing the game. So you can hover over any item that you have, hit Control D, and it will show you what these are going for in the league that you're in. It allows you to select individual mods that you want to compare between items. The more you choose, the less chance there is that there's a piece matching exactly what you have. But, you know, feel free to click all of them, search, and if nothing comes up like this, then you can start unselecting some until things come up. So we'll keep the implicits out, and the white sockets don't really matter. So one with T1 int and the same amount of evasion and energy shield, you're looking about 190, 200 divine. AwakenedPoE Trade also has some great quality of life built into the overlay. You're going to hit shift space to open up this here and go into settings, and you can change the hotkeys as well as the chat button. So these ones are really helpful. You can set keys to automatically do hideout. So if we exit out of this and I hit F5, boom, takes me directly to my hideout. You can also set up ones to do /exit, so a logout macro. That's very helpful, especially if you're a hardcore player or if you're just in the campaign wanting to go a little bit quicker. Saves you those seconds. You can set up keys to automatically message the people that have messaged you recently. So if you're doing trades with people and you don't want to spend the time manually typing it, you can hit keys to do that. So here there's different folders. I just actually recently deleted all my regexes from the past few leagues, and I'm starting fresh. So this is my vendor one that I use, and you click it and it automatically pastes it in there for you. Very helpful. You can save different regexes for your for what you're wanting. You can rename the tab as well as the individual options. You can add new ones and you can add a bunch. So super helpful. Usually when I get to the point where I'm recombinating gear, I'll save all my regexes in here, and then I can just quickly put them in like that. They're good to go. Next, Craft of Exile. Again, this is a big one. There's lots of guides on how to use this site. I'm just going to show you guys specifically a few things on why this site's useful. But if you're looking for in-depth tutorials on how to do each of the, the calculator, the simulator, and the emulator, be sure to check those out because you can get pretty in-depth with this one as well. So we'll just come over to the emulator. Emulator is very helpful. It allows you to kind of test out currency without actually having to use them in game. Some of the crafting currency can be quite expensive, so having somewhere where you can go and actually test it out and make sure you're following the instructions properly or you're doing the right thing, or you actually spend it and do it in game is very helpful. You know, we can regal orb this, we can then apply chaos orbs to it. We can see what a scouring would do. This is just a great tool to see exactly what is going to happen to your item before you actually do it in game. So anytime I'm learning a new craft or following a guide on a specific craft and I have it partially done and I'm, you know, doing the step where it involves the most amount of currency or whatever it is, I'll usually import the item into here, which you can do by doing Control-Alt-C. So we can come in, Path of Exile, Control-Alt-C, import item, paste it in like that, and boom, there's your item in game right there. So let's say, oh, I want to add a veiled modifier to this, but you know, I don't want to lose anything. Most of the time they're going to tell you, okay, add prefixes cannot be changed to it. Take your veiled orb, and now you can just test, okay, what is this going to do? Okay, replace the crafted mod there. Place the crafted mod again. Got lucky. Okay, that time it changed the T1 int. So now you know through testing, I mean, it should have been obvious, but there is a chance that it can remove a good mod that you want. If you're worried and you're nervous about a craft, import it into the emulator, give it a try in here, and then you know all the possibilities and exactly what can happen. Simulator is used to simulate what the chances are of something happening to an item. So if you're looking for specific mods through a specific crafting technique, you can import something, come here, say, I want martial prowess, I want veteran defender, and I need feed the fury. So I need these 3 mods on a cluster jewel. And to do it, I'm just going to harvest, reforge, attack. So you can start the simulation right here. It's just going to go through and simulate you harvest, reforge, attacking this cluster jewel. So it'll show you the ratio here. You can keep it going for long as you want. As you can see, we're looking at pretty high ratio. It's pretty rare to get these jewels through this method. You can come here and it'll show you the items that it made. Okay, so it made these. Okay, so it's giving me what I want, but that's a lot of reforges. So maybe you're wondering, how can I get this for cheaper? What's the best method to go about doing this? That's where the calculator comes in. So you come on over to the calculator. Maybe you're wondering, is this easier with fossils? A lot of people craft cluster jewels with fossils. Let's see. So we want Feed the Fury, we want Veteran Defender, and we want Martial Prowess, right? Come up here, you can compute best selection. So this is going to go through and test a bunch of different combinations. As you can see here, it's going to show you the best based on efficiency as well as cost efficiency. So the most cost efficient one is going to be fundamental plus shuddering. And it's an average of 39 attempts in order to hit that cluster jewel that you want. Those are just a few examples of how you can use this site to figure things out and answer your own questions. Like I said before, there's plenty of really in-depth Craft of Exile guides out there, so make sure you check those out if you're looking to learn even more about Craft of Exile. Next up, we have FilterBlade. This is where we're getting all of our item filters to play the game. You're going to sign in to your account and authorize FilterBlade to link with your Path of Exile account. And then we have the overview here. So if you're brand new to the game, I'd recommend just, hitting regular and then adding that one. You can do a semi-strict one, a strict one, a very strict one. And these will kind of take you and progress you through to end game. When you come over to customize, there is tons of different options you can do. Everything in the game is covered. If you're looking for something specific and you're not sure where to search, you can go over on the left and search for it. Where are my uniques? Right there. Boom, shows you your uniques. Go through and, uniques with corruption. Is it going to show that stuff? Boom. Okay, yeah, it is. If you want to highlight specific bases, you can come down here to this section here right at the top and add in specific bases that you want, what eye level you're looking for those items. And make sure you click normal magic rare so it shows all the versions of them. And then you can change the color, the background, the icon on the map, the sound that it makes when it drops. It's very customizable, super helpful. Again, just like the previous things, there's full guides on FilterBlade just on its own, so make sure you check those out if you're needing a little bit more in-depth guide to it. You can come over here to simulate quick, which I usually do after I've made some changes, and you can just generate loot, and look through, see, okay, is there something there that I want showing? Oh, I want to show portal scrolls. It's still early in the league. I barely have any portal scrolls. I wouldn't mind still showing like stacks of 5 or more portal scrolls, right? And it shows hidden. So now okay, I need to go back and make some changes. Once you're all good, you can hit export and you can save and sync to your account. This will make it automatically show up in game. You will need to refresh in game like this. Come over into your options, game, and you hit this little refresh button and it'll refresh. Make sure the time shows the time that you did it at, because sometimes it will take a few minutes after you've exported it from FilterBlade for the changes to take effect in game. Or you can just save it and manually download it and add it to the filter. I do that for some filters that I don't plan on changing, but usually when I'm doing a filter for a league, I'm making changes to it as I progress through the league and want to show less and less stuff. So I just do the save and sync because it just saves time. All right, those are the big ones. The rest are just little tools for specific tasks or specific things that I think are really helpful when you're playing Path of Exile. The first one, this one is fantastic for not only new players, but people who have played a lot of the game as well, and that is the Vorici socket calculator. Sometimes you're looking for specific sockets on a specific item base. Some of them are a lot harder to get than others, right? As you can see here, red sockets correlate with strength, green with dex, and blue with int. So if you're looking for, a strength-based armor piece and you need 2 or 3 blue sockets, it can be kind of tough. This tells you the best way to get those sockets on an item. So let's say you need 3 blue, 1 red on your helmet, and it's an armor-based helmet. Hit calculate, and it'll show you the cheapest way to do it. Okay, so it's telling you right now, just straight up spamming chromatic orbs is the best way to do it. It'll on average, cost you about 34.7 chromatic orbs. The next closest is just doing a 1 blue, which is 45. So I've used this a ton since I've started playing, and it's just super helpful coloring your sockets. I know how much of especially for new players, getting the proper sockets on your gear can be a pain, especially if you don't know. So definitely use this if you're looking to make that a lot easier. We have the Exile Leveling guide. This is what I followed for a while. I'm at a point now where I have a decent amount of the campaign memorized, and my league starts have gone from 12 plus hours when I first started down to about 5-6 hours just playing. So this will tell you the exact methods that you need to do. It's even got a bunch of the speed run strats, like getting to Submerged Passage and then waypointing back to the coast so you can go into Tidal Island. It also has been updated for the new changes to the bonus passive skills you get through the campaign. So things like the new Golden Hand quest is included in this guide. So it's great. You can click it off as you go. So when I was first starting out and first doing things, I would kind of do something, come over here, click it off, do something, click it off. And then I knew what I needed to do in each act as I'm going through the game. It's got all the acts. You can minimize them after you get through an act. This should help you avoid doing a bunch of quests that are kind of unnecessary. On your first playthrough, just play through, have fun, go at your own pace. You don't necessarily need to optimize your first run or whatever, but yeah, this just helps a lot for the campaign until you're at a point where you have it learned and then you don't really need it anymore. We've got the Sabre Crafting Bench. This one is specifically for if you're just looking at crafting bench costs. Pretty straightforward. This is mainly for if I'm using someone's crafting services to where they have a certain craft unlock that maybe I don't. Oftentimes, for free or for a vouch or for a couple C, they'll craft something for you using their thing, so you can check the price of the craft. Next, we have the cluster jewel calculator. So a lot of times when you're using cluster jewels, you'll be using them like this, where you are getting an 8 passive, and we're ignoring this notable and these passives here. If you're told you need a cluster jewel with Veteran Defender and Fuel the Fight on it, and you need them in these spots, because if your Veteran Defender's up here, then you have to waste another small passive getting to it, right? We're trying to be efficient. Let's say you need Fuel the Fight and Veteran Defender. You can come back here, put Fuel the Fight in, put Veteran Defender, calculate. It's going to show you what cluster jewels bases these mods are available on, as well as what notables you can look for when crafting in order to have these appear in the good slots of 1 and 3. So these ones are green, and then the one up here is a red. So if we're looking to craft cluster jewels that have Fuel the Fight and Veteran Defender in the good slots, then we need a 12% increased attack damage while holding a shield base for our cluster jewel. And then we need Smite the Weak, Heavy Hitter, or Martial Prowess as our third option. So we actually got some decent options there. That allows us to go in, spam currency until we hit one that is a combination of these two plus one of these. So we know if we get a Fuel the Fight, Veteran Defender, Martial Prowess, okay, that's going to work. Or if we get one with Smite the Weak, okay, that's going to work as well. Because we know that these 3 notables will be in the number 2 position here. It's a great site for when you're doing your cluster jewels. Next, we have PoENinja. This is for a bit more once you've learned the game, you're into it. You can come over to build and see what other people are playing. You can come in here and search for very specific things. You can look for specific jewels, specific types of armor, what ascendancy they're playing. Say, I'm making a Molten Strike character. So I'm going to hit Juggernaut because I know that that's what they all use. Then you can come down here. Oh, 58% of jugs are playing Molten Strike of the Zenith. Then you can come through, and there's a bunch of characters that are playing MSAWs that you can use to reference. So it's just a way to see exactly what people are building, what kind of jewels they have, what kind of armor pieces, what they're looking like, if you're unsure of what you should be building. Next is PoEDB, and this is where we're going to be getting all our information about specific things, but what I mainly use it for is the modifier section. So a lot of the times when we're crafting, if you want T1 of a mod, it's going to require a different eye level of gear as opposed to tier 2 or tier 3. So let's say we want to do a body armor and we want, T1 armor, T1 increased armor, and T1 hybrid armor. I know I'm going to come over, I'm going to look at the strength-based armor, and I can go through and look. These numbers here are going to be the minimum required eye level to get T1 of that mod. So I know if I want T1 increased armor, I'm going to need an eye level 86 body armor to get this. If I want T1 fire resistance on my item, then I know I'm going to need at least an eye level 84 body armor to get that. It's a great way to find out exactly what the eye level you need for specific mods on specific items is, as well as get the names of the item, which is amazing for creating your own regexes in order to alteration spam before you recombinate. We already know we're keeping recombinators from last league, which I was kind of shocked at. I thought they were pretty OP, but they help crafting a lot. And when you're looking to spam, you can find the exact name of the mod that you're looking for and use that to search for it. Next up, we have PoELab. This is going to show you the layouts for the lab that you're looking to do. Now, for normal and cool lab, most of those are going to be pretty linear, so you're not going to have to worry about it. But for things like Merc Lab, you don't want to accidentally go from room 6 up to 7 because you weren't paying attention or whatever. You want to go from 6 straight to 8, where the aspirant challenge is, right? It's nice just to see the layouts, especially with Uber and Cool Lab, before you do them, so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, and you're not running around a bunch of different floors and rooms and stuff trying to figure your way there. You've got a visualization of what you're looking for and where you're trying to go. Wealthy Exile, another great site. Biggest advice I can give to new players on League Start. Whoa, sorry for the flashbang, boys. Biggest advice I can give for new players on League Start is to be constantly liquidating yourself. Keeping things in your inventory with the thought of, oh, well, I might use that one day. Well, it's like that day might be weeks away. It's better to change that into something specific that you can liquidate and turn into currency that you use to put into your gear or into your farming right away. That's the biggest thing I've learned. I remember when I first league started, I would keep scarabs, right? I would just never sell any of my scarabs because it's like, oh, well, what if I use those scarabs eventually to, do some farming strats or whatever? Then I've got them. But I've learned that it's better to just liquidate. If I can make, it says here I've got 16D worth of scarabs. If I can sell off a majority of these and turn that into raw currency, let's say I can sell 10 divine of it. That's 10D I can put into my build, put into my farming strats, and then turn that into more money. Once you get yourself started on League Start and you're flush with currency, you can invest into whatever farm you want to do. You can invest into whatever build you want to do. But getting to that point quickly is really what sets people apart in these leagues. This is just a great way to see, maybe I have something in my inventory that I didn't notice that I could sell for a decent amount of money. You might not think, oh, wow, my fragment tab, wow, it says I have 13D worth of stuff. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, wow, these decaying fragments are worth, a bunch actually. Okay, I'm going to go sell those off. I forgot I had those or something like that. It's just a great site to see. A lot of these, the approximate price is going to be low. Like for a lot of these scarabs, the minimum price it can be is 1C for a lot. Like a lot of these won't sell for 1C. A lot of these will sell for less than 1C. Don't take it to face value, but you do know that if you have a big chunk, like in the essences, right? Okay, these are 5C. I have 42 of them. Okay, that's going to be roughly close to what it is. It's just a great way, especially early on League Start. I'll put my thing in here after a few days and see, is there anything I missed selling? My goal on League Starts is to just turn everything into raw currency that I can then use to invest in my build, invest in my farms, things like that. Next up, PoEPlanner. This is going to be a skill tree as well as an atlas tree and other things. Mostly I just use passive building if I'm wanting to look at the skill tree, but this is great for planning out your atlases. A lot of people will use this to share the atlas strats that they're doing. But if you're wondering like, oh, can I get here in a certain amount? Or I'm thinking about doing this strat. Let me see what it'll look like when I set it up. Let's say I'm doing, some delve stuff. We're coming over here. We're getting that. And then we're going up. And we also want to do essence. So we're doing this. And you can see exactly what it's going to look like, how many points it's going to require, and how you're going to get there, right? Just nice to be able to maybe plan out your tree before you actually do it in game and spend the points. Next, we have PoERe, and this is the regex site that is incredibly helpful for doing your vendor regexes, your map mod regexes, etc. So, for the vendor, if you have an early game, if you're someone who likes to use early game regexes to search the shops in town to see if they have specific things, you can come through here, click what you're looking for. So we want movement speed on boots. We want to highlight if it's got movement speed on boots. I'm playing melee, so I'll look for 3 link here, or a green red, because I know I'm going to be setting up a faster attacks momentum shield charge or something like that, or leap slam. Just a great way to get your regex and set it up. For map mods, you're definitely going to want to use this. You can come through, you can choose all the mods that you don't want to show. This one's different from the vendor one, whereas the vendor one, you click what you want to show. This one, you're going to click what you don't want. So it won't highlight if any of these mods are on it. So can't be leached from, whatever, you click all these. Okay, so you've got your regex, you can then copy it, go in game, paste it in, and then it'll only highlight maps that are good to run. This is incredibly handy for bulk rolling your maps. It just makes things a lot easier. They've also got one if you want to do flasks, heists, different things. So be sure to check that out. And the last one is an extension that I'm going to recommend to you guys, and that is Path of Exile Trade Fuzzy Search. I'm currently on Firefox, so there is one for Firefox as well, but there's also a Chrome extension that you could use too. So all this does is when you start searching for an item, it's going to add the tilde sign there at the front. Without the tilde, if I go blue amulet, it won't do anything, right? Even though there's a blue pearl amulet right here, a Gloomfang blue pearl amulet, because I'm spelling it exactly the way it's supposed to be, it's not going to come up. Where if I start typing, right, blue amulet, because of this tilde, it will go based off the keyword. So any result matching the keys that I put in. So because it's got blue and part of AMU here, right? Those come up in the search. So it doesn't need to be exact. It makes things a lot easier when you're having to search, and it also works when you're looking to add a filter. So if I'm looking for fire red implicit on something, right? You don't have to type in the full thing. You can type in part of it and it'll immediately highlight everything that is featuring those keywords. So boom, it'll highlight something with implicit fire res on it. Yeah, that's it for me, guys. I really hope this video helped you guys out. This is such an amazing community filled with really talented people and who are a lot smarter than I am, who have made just amazing tools to make this game so much easier. A big part of why I love this game is just how much depth there is to it. I love figuring stuff out and problem solving. So having all these, different programs and different things that allow you to do things easier and figure things out in different ways, and I just love it. Some people are really against third-party programs. Some people are like, I should be able to do everything in the game. I shouldn't have to leave to look at a site. But I'm the opposite. I really like using third-party programs. Yeah, hopefully these tools help you out in the future, especially if you're a new player. Check them out. That'll do it for me. I'm still trying to pick on a league starter. I'm really stuck between being a meta cuck and just going, volcanic fisher or snaking like everyone else, because it does look fun. Or maybe going righteous fire and transitioning into a cast when stun build. The only thing I'm worried about there is not being able to get my void stones very easy because the single target got nerfed on fire trap. But yeah, have you guys figured out your league starters already? Did this video help you? Sure to leave a comment. I always love hearing from you guys and responding back to everyone. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one, and good luck on league start. Peace.